In the early 2000s, Nelly Furtado captivated the world with her unique sound and unforgettable hits. But as the years passed, she faded from the limelight, leaving fans wondering what happened. Now Nelly is back, reuniting with her longtime collaborators Timbaland and Justin Timberlake, and preparing to drop a new album. In today's video, we'll take you through her incredible journey, from her humble beginnings to her rise to superstardom, and explore what she has in store for us next, starting with her early years. Nelly Furtado was born on December 2nd, 1978, in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Her parents were immigrants from the Azores Islands, Portugal, a remote region in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Her father worked as a bricklayer, and her mother was employed as a maid at a local motel. Nelly often helped her mother during summer breaks, working part-time. From a young age, Nelly showed a strong interest in music, which her parents wholeheartedly encouraged. At just 4 years old, she performed publicly for the first time, singing alongside her mother, who had sung in the church choir for many years. After completing high school, Nelly moved to Toronto to chase her dream of becoming a professional singer. Once in Toronto, Nelly formed her own band, which she named Nell Star. She took on the role of songwriter for the group, crafting all of their original songs. Her big break came while performing at the all-female artist showcase Honey Jam, where she was spotted by producer Gerald Eaton, frontman of the Philosopher Kings, and known by his stage name Jarvis Church. This encounter would change Nelly's life forever. Soon after, Nelly signed with DreamWorks Records and released her debut single, I'm Like a Bird, which earned her a Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Following the success of a single, she dropped her debut album Whoa Nelly, which featured another hit track, Turn Off the Light. Nelly's childhood dream of stardom had officially been realized. As a young woman in Toronto, Nelly often wrote letters to her friends and family, confidently stating, I will definitely become famous. True to her word, she captured the attention of big names like Elton John and Missy Elliott. Through her connection with Elliott, Nelly met Timbaland, a collaboration that would shape her future music. Before their original music collaborations, Nelly featured on a remix of Missy Elliott's hit song, Get You Our Freak On, produced by Timbaland. This marked her first foray into a more urban sound, showcasing her ability to adapt her pop style with some pseudo-rap flair. After the success of her debut, Nelly shifted gears to work on her second album, Folklore. What set this album apart was its infusion of global influences. Growing up in a culturally diverse environment, Nelly was exposed to different traditions and sounds, and she brought that multicultural experience into this record. Folklore was released in November 2003. Though it didn't achieve the commercial success of her first album, this was likely due to insufficient promotion. Interestingly, Nelly recorded much of the album while pregnant, and in September 2003, she welcomed a daughter. Just 2 months later, she released the album. After its release, Nelly took a break from music to focus on motherhood. During this time, she also ended a 4-year relationship. It wasn't until 2006 that she returned to the music scene. Amid a challenging period in both her career and personal life, Nelly Furtado found herself back in the studio, this time with her longtime collaborator, Timbaland. The chemistry between the two, which had already sparked magic in the past, proved to be even more powerful this time. Nelly once described her partnership as musical love at first sight, and those close to them couldn't help but notice their unique bond. Some even likened them to aliens from different planets, who, when brought together, created something extraordinary. In 2005, Nelly embarked on the journey of creating her third album, Loose, but it wasn't without its hurdles. Balancing the demands of motherhood with her career was no easy feat. With her daughter just 2 years old, Nelly dedicated her days to spending time with her child, and by night, starting at around 8 p.m., she would dive into her music, often working well into the early hours. During this transformative period, Nelly's image and sense of self also evolved. The once fragile girl emerged as a confident and vibrant woman, a change she attributed to becoming a mother. After giving birth, she embraced her newfound femininity and confidence. Looking in the mirror, Nelly noticed and admired her curves for the first time. She channeled this newfound sense of empowerment into Loose, expressing themes of femininity, sensuality, and liberation in the album's lyrics. The lead single, Promiscuous, became an instant hit, securing Nelly her first #1 on the Billboard charts. Reflecting on its release, she admitted to initially feeling hesitant about the song's content, especially given its title. "I hadn't done anything wrong, but women are always judged," she shared with the Fader. Eventually, she grew proud of the track, viewing it as an equal expression of both male and female voices. Influenced by the strong, assertive women in music like TLC and Salt and Pepper, Nelly embraced the celebration of her sexuality, feeling comfortable with the message she was conveying. However, Loose did stir controversy. Some critics argued that Nelly's newfound image and lyrics, particularly in songs like Promiscuous, leaned too heavily into sexualization. Nevertheless, Nelly remained unapologetic, viewing the album as a reflection of her evolving identity. Adding some intrigue to her story, in 2007, Nelly appeared on Timbaland's album Shock Value with the song Give It To Me, which featured a bit of subtle drama. Timbaland used the track to take a jab at Scott Storch, with whom he had previously worked on Justin Timberlake's hit, Cry Me a River. Their falling out began when Storch claimed he wasn't properly credited for his contributions to the song, accusing Timbaland of profiting off his work. In the song, Timbaland famously responds by saying he makes millions while Scott only gets crumbs, dismissing Storch as merely a pianist compared to his role as the true producer. Although the two eventually reconciled, the diss added tension to the track. Nelly's verse on Give It To Me was seen as a response to singer Fergie, particularly her song Fergalicious. Many believe Fergie's song was a veiled reference to Nelly's Loose era, with Fergie emphasizing her desirability while maintaining that she doesn't need to sleep around. In contrast, Nelly's response suggested that she doesn't need to try hard or pretend to be something she's not to capture attention. A few years down the line, Nelly Furtado revealed to Metro that she regretted being part of the song Give It To Me. She referred to it as one of the first ever pop diss tracks, a genre typically associated with rap. "We put a lot of negative energy out into the world," Nelly reflected. Despite this, at that time, she was adored globally. Her world tour, which spanned from February 2007 to July 2008, took her across continents, but also drained her emotionally and physically, especially since she was traveling with her young daughter. Throughout the tour, Nelly admitted to feeling increasingly exhausted. There were moments when, as she began performing, she would find herself singing through tears. In one notable instance, during a July 2008 performance, she abruptly left the stage mid-song, visibly emotional. She returned 7 minutes later, apologizing to her audience. "This tour is amazing," she said, "but at times, it's just so overwhelming." Amidst the tour in 2008, she teamed up with James Morrison for the hit track, Broken Strings. Then, in 2009, she dropped Mi Plan, her first album entirely in Spanish. This record was embraced by her Spanish-speaking fan base, topping the Latin Billboard charts and earning the coveted title of Best Album at the Latin Grammy Awards. With Grammy wins spanning Canadian, American, and Latin categories, Nelly's global appeal was undeniable. She often attributed her success to having grown up surrounded by a blend of cultures. Fast forward to 2012, Nelly released her album Spirit Indestructible, though it didn't fare well commercially. The lead single, Big Hoops, gained some attention, but the album itself was short-lived on the charts. Critics pointed to poor promotion and erratic single releases as reasons for its underperformance. It's also possible that the musical landscape at the time, dominated by the likes of Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Lana Del Rey, had shifted, leaving less room for Nelly's sound. Her next major release didn't come until 2017, leaving fans wondering what she had been up to during the 5-year gap. During this period, Nelly continued to tour and perform at various festivals and charity events. Notably, she donated $1 million to fund a school for girls in Kenya. On a personal note, she went through a divorce, ending her 8-year marriage. This breakup served as the inspiration behind her 2017 album, The Ride, which she released independently under her own label, Nell Star. Becoming an independent artist was a significant move for Nelly, who vowed never to sign with a label again. After 2017, Nelly largely stepped out of the public eye, leading to speculation about her next steps. It wasn't until 2021 that she revealed on Instagram that she had become a mother of 3, with children aged 18, 3, and 2 at the time. In 2022, she made a surprise appearance at a Drake concert, performing some of her greatest hits. Reflecting on the experience, Nelly shared, "I walked off stage and thought, wow, I've done so much personal growth in these past 5 years. I've learned so much, and I'm ready to channel all that life experience into my art and music again." By 2023, Nelly had officially returned to the music scene, reuniting with Timbaland and Justin Timberlake for a new project, reigniting their collaborative magic from the past. "Did we ever fight, Tim?" she joked in an interview. "Did you ever hate me? Did I ever hate you? No, no, no." Those words never came out. We just kept going, kept creating. This year has already seen Nelly release another track, and she's currently gearing up to drop a full album. "I can't reveal too much," she teased in a recent interview, "but it's going to be something special. This version of me is about 10 to 20% Spanish. We've got big plans, and I'm feeling more grounded and focused than ever." Her album is nearly complete, and fans can expect to hear new music very soon. Nelly Furtado's journey is one filled with highs, lows, and comebacks. From chart-topping hits like "I'm Like a Bird" to her personal battles and break from spotlight, she's always found a way to evolve and return stronger. With a new album on the way and a fresh perspective, the future looks bright for this iconic artist. What are you most excited to hear from her upcoming project? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on your favorite artists.